Singapore has grown at an incredible speed that shocked the world. So how did they do it? What can our country learn from this? Let's find out together. You may not know, in 1963 Singapore joined Malaysia and two other entities to form a political and economic alliance. This alliance was not a country but had a common government. However, the federation only lasted for 2 years due to differences in ethnic nationalist policies and politics between Singapore and Malaysia, followed by racial riots and failed negotiations. Finally, Singapore was expelled from the federation and became an independent country. Singapore was a small and poor country when it declared independence in 1965. However, in just over half a century, it has become one of the most developed and prosperous economies in the world. So what has helped Singapore achieve such economic success? There are 5 main reasons. First, Singapore was fortunate to have capable and visionary leaders. Especially Mr. Kuan Yew, who is considered the founding father of modern Singapore. Kuan Yew was a lawyer and the first Prime Minister of Singapore for 41 years, from 1959 to 1990. He was talented and skilled in many fields such as law, economics, defense, diplomacy and management. He was also a good communicator in many languages including English, Mandarin, Malay and Tamil. He gained admiration and influence in the region and worldwide. Under his leadership, Singapore transformed from an impoverished country to the richest and most developed in Southeast Asia. To achieve this, he had to make bold but thoughtful decisions tailored to Singapore's specific circumstances and timing without adhering to fixed ideologies or ideas. For example, Kuan Yew made the difficult but necessary decision to separate Singapore from Malaysia in 1965 when he realized that the merger was no longer beneficial for Singapore. He also adapted successful economic models from developed countries like Japan, Germany and Switzerland to Singapore's unique situation. Second, Singapore prospered in part by capitalizing on its strategic location and natural deep-water port. Singapore sits at the mouth of the Malacca Strait, through which about 40% of the world's marine traffic passes. It was a major trading hub in the 14th century, and even more so in the 19th century as a British colony. Now, it lies at the heart of one of the most dynamic regions in the world. With these advantages, Singapore has developed into an international and regional trade hub, attracting millions of tons of cargo and millions of visitors annually. It has one of the world's largest and most advanced ports, capable of handling up to 30 million containers a year. Singapore is also a global air hub, with Changi Airport voted the world's best airport. Third, sound policies welcoming foreign investment helped make Singapore wealthy rapidly. Under Kuan Yew's leadership, Singapore eagerly welcomed foreign companies. Multinational corporations found great opportunities for growth and profits in Singapore. The country created a pro-business environment by offering tax incentives, financial support, intellectual property protection and streamlined bureaucracy, essentially becoming a one-stop shop for companies. Singapore now hosts the highest number of multinational corporations per capita globally, with over 7,000 operating in sectors like electronics, pharmaceuticals, energy and financial services. Fourth is prudent and efficient fiscal management free of waste and corruption. This has been critical to Singapore's economic stability and sustainability. The country has adhered to balanced or surplus budgets, meaning spending has not exceeded earnings, for most years. Unlike a household continuously borrowing to overspend beyond its income, this tight control has helped Singapore avoid public debt or printing money leading to inflation. Singapore has also spent effectively on social services like housing, education and healthcare. As a result, it has amassed substantial reserves to weather crises and seize investment opportunities as they arise. Singapore has also set up sovereign wealth funds like Temasek and GIC to manage assets efficiently and diversify revenue streams. Finally, investment in education and scientific research. Ultimately, even inherited wealth requires knowledge and skills to preserve over generations. For development, learning is even more critical. Singapore thus maintains a progressive mindset towards science, innovation and business. For instance, it devotes considerable budgets to developing powerful new solutions for sustained growth. Singapore has built world-leading science hubs in areas like biologics, nanotechnology, materials and energy. It has also promoted collaboration between government agencies, research institutes, universities and businesses to transfer technology and commercialize inventions. In summary, Singapore exemplifies how a country can overcome early challenges to achieve sustainable economic success. The 5 main reasons are strong and pragmatic leadership, leveraging its strategic location and natural port, opening up to foreign investment from multinational corporations, prudent fiscal management free of waste and corruption, and investing in education and research. These are lessons our country can absolutely learn from. Hopefully in the future, our country will also become a powerhouse.